Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button and bell icon for future content. Here is a countdown of 10 places considered among the deadliest to live in the world, ordered from what is generally perceived as least to most deadly, along with some background on why they hold this unfortunate distinction. 10. Mogadishu, Somalia. Mogadishu has endured decades of conflict and instability. While there have been periods of relative calm, the city continues to grapple with the presence of armed groups, political violence, and high levels of crime. The ongoing struggle for power and the presence of extremist organizations contribute significantly to the dangers faced by residents. Basic services are often lacking, and the threat of violence can be unpredictable. 9. Caracas, Venezuela. Years of economic crisis and political turmoil have transformed Caracas into a city plagued by extreme violence. High rates of poverty, inequality, and corruption have fueled criminal activity. Homicide rates are among the highest in the world, with gang violence and a breakdown of law and order being major concerns. Access to essential resources like food and medicine is also severely limited, contributing to a precarious living situation. 8. Acapulco, Mexico. Once a glamorous tourist destination, Acapulco has become a hotspot for cartel-related violence. Turf wars between drug trafficking organizations have led to a surge in homicides and other violent crimes. The lack of effective law enforcement and the deep entrenchment of criminal groups make it a dangerous place for both residents and visitors. 7. Cape Town, South Africa. Cape Town struggles with a complex mix of social and economic issues that contribute to high levels of violence. Significant income inequality, gang activity, and a history of social division have created a fertile ground for crime. While some areas are relatively safe, others, particularly townships, experience alarmingly high rates of murder and other violent offenses. 6. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Rio de Janeiro is a city of stark contrasts, with affluent neighborhoods existing alongside sprawling favelas, often controlled by drug gangs. While the city is vibrant and culturally rich, it faces significant challenges with crime, including drug trafficking, gang violence, and police corruption. Shootouts and robberies are not uncommon, and the security situation can be volatile. 5. Sana'a, Yemen. Yemen has been ravaged by a devastating civil war, and Sana'a, the capital, has been at the center of much of the conflict. Ongoing airstrikes, ground fighting, and the widespread presence of armed groups make it an incredibly dangerous place to live. The humanitarian crisis, with widespread food shortages and lack of access to clean water and health care, further exacerbates the risks to the civilian population. Baghdad, Iraq. Despite the official end of major combat operations years ago, Baghdad continues to experience instability and violence. The legacy of conflict, political tensions, and the presence of insurgent groups contribute to ongoing security risks. Bombings, assassinations, and other acts of violence still occur, and the political situation remains fragile. Third on our list is Aleppo, Syria. Aleppo has been one of the cities most devastated by the Syrian civil war. Once a vibrant, cultural, and economic hub, large parts of the city have been reduced to rubble. While there have been shifts in control, the presence of various armed factions, the risk of unexploded ordnance, and the lack of basic infrastructure make it an exceptionally dangerous place for those who remain. Coming in at number 2 is Kabul, Afghanistan. Decades of conflict have left Afghanistan with deep scars, and Kabul continues to be a high-risk city. The presence of the Taliban and other militant groups poses a constant threat. Bombings, suicide attacks, and other forms of violence are frequent. The fragile political situation and the ongoing struggle for stability contribute to a pervasive sense of insecurity. And finally, at the top of our list is Damascus, Syria. While the intensity of the conflict may have shifted in some areas of Syria, Damascus, the capital, remains an extremely dangerous place to live. The ongoing civil war, the presence of various armed groups, and the risk of shelling and other attacks continue to pose a significant threat to the civilian population. The breakdown of infrastructure, shortages of essential supplies, and the overall instability make daily life incredibly challenging and dangerous. It's important to note that these rankings can fluctuate based on specific events and the methodologies used in different studies. The factors contributing to a place being deadly are often complex and interconnected, involving violence, conflict, disease, environmental hazards, and lack of access to basic necessities. We hope you all enjoyed this video. Stay safe, and always stay curious, my friends.